night for the second year, and all the wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling came together to open the Forbidden Door. It was a night of between matches and rivalries in the Fast Wrestling kicking off with an AEW World Championship match between MCF and Hiroshi Tanahashi, and closing with a contest between two the greatest performers in history, Brian Dennison and Akora, saying, quote, "Over the course of all the moments of fans got to the witness during Forbidden Door, it wasn't a perfect show, and there were some things we could have done without if you haven't seen it, to be sure to check out the event, but if you want to know what we thought of the evening, and this is the place to be here in 5 things. We hit it in 5 things we love about AEW S-Cross Forbidden Door in 2023. So speaking of MCF, on Saturday episode of AEW Exclusion, legendary 70s wrestler Hiroshi Tanahashi battled Swerve Strickland in a match that wasn't not great, with Strickland having to resort to some quick and digging to a Hiroshi Tanahashi box and was put going into Forbidden Door, where Hiroshi Tanahashi was set to face MCF in a show opening an AEW World Championship match. And yet, in the deposit clear, so the match was clearly going pretty well, and of course, in our closing review, we said that Swerve Strickland wasn't the ideal opponent for the Ace. And since his style, we're on next sort of quick. The moment that Hiroshi Tanahashi can no longer on MCF on the other hand, instead of perfect opponent, start like Hiroshi Tanahashi, and has in the match could be a bit more around his character work and less around the ring work, has a results, so mostly else in the match, went well, has MCF worked his butt off. A lot of mechanics in the story of someone who doesn't want to be here and doesn't understand why. He hasn't won by now. It all fell apart after the finish with involved a referee roll up by Hiroshi Tanahashi. While the referee was distracted, followed by B. MCF needed to Dynamite and Diamond Ring, defeating a man who was clearly past his prime. So that's the story of MCF. Remains the one about his own, but this is the exciting kind of a match. He should be winning clean into the finish with somehow and at the same time. So speaking of Orange Cassidy, we still will have liked to see a singles match between Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. But maybe that can still happen down the road to post-match a face off. So it was at last possible for now. The full-weight match was the AEW National Championship and wasn't a ton of fun. And then the job of continue the story, the stress of Orange Cassidy, the ring title, Wayne, are probably going to catch up with him sooner with a little. Owens Cassidy began to the match, and coat in, and tape around. In the end, it hadn't spent some money of the contest sitting in his hand, and in the end, he was only able to retain his title by capitalizing on a body kick to Daniel Garcia. So the victory was Owens Cassidy's 25th Raffle title advance, which achieves him with Seiko Hill for most title advance in AEW history, where he owned a 26th win in the break. And a record is starting to seem like the tall of Owens Cassidy's reign of late, and hasn't been one that doesn't be surprised if you kept to the belt much longer. Instead, he has. If this was the last match to the end, Owens Cassidy holding the national title, it was a good match, one to go out on. So, speaking of CM Punk, Limitless, if this was one thing we weren't expecting from FanDuel, is that the most boring and a massive upset evening is not the worst match, but the best will belong to CM Punk. He came out for the second match. After the night and received the same reactions, he recovered on Saturday a collision show, a mix of sales and booze. The rest of the booze continued to come through a struggle from the crowd. It was an odd placement for a man who has taken for playing AEW biggest draw on a night when the company broke his own live gate record. So, speaking of Zach Perry, Sunken Boy, so we have Sunday takes on Sunken Boy, Zach Perry. Instead, it was a permanently, but mostly a remarkable match. And that came about because somebody remember the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship as an exit, but has it turned out. But it was simply the most almost a match onto the card. Exit went largely to a muscle cancel department and has resolved when Perry, who was playing covered by Hook, after his lose and turned on his tag team partner to the addresses of the Toronto crowd. So, Sunken Boy said Perry taunt doesn't come completely as a surprise and had been reported to be in the works for the near whistle and is a welcome things for the competitor who can only benefit from a fresh coat of planet, but more than that, it also makes perfect sense for the Sunken Boy character. He had a perfect promise to win this gold before the end of 2022. After all, in the year is more than halfway. It's possible that at this point, after coming up short into the four-way AEW title match at Double or Nothing last month, and then again tonight against Thunder, it only makes sense for the young up and Connell to begin to the crack on the puzzle, and just has good buddy Hook and his FTW championship with Heath only defeating 7 times in 98 years. Maybe Seth Perry ends up the new FCW champion. Maybe he does it so the crowd singing you doesn't excite bound with for him, but regardless, his hair torn with a welcome peace. Another story on the show that was for more interested into the in-ring process. So after Elijah failed, you can comment down below. You can follow me here to be in Twitter and subscribe right here on second this time. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.